Hello everyone, I'm Michaela Kathleen, and in this video I'm doing the books and life tag. It's been a really long time, I feel like, since I've done a tag video, so I thought it would be fun to do one. So the first question on this tag is, on a scale of 1 being like a normal person to 10, how crazy of a book person are you? And I don't know, maybe like a 7? I feel like I don't have like a crazy amount of books, but I am also always reading, and my TBR is like 2 years long at this point, maybe more. Number 2 is, where does your personal library stand now as compared to at earlier times in your life? And I definitely have more books now than I ever have now that I'm an adult and I can acquire them myself, and also like I acquire them in more ways than I used to. Like I used to exclusively just buy books from Barnes & Noble, but now I go to free little libraries, etc. But as far as like my actual books that are on these shelves, not including my TBR, I do actually have about the same amount of shelving as I did when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I had one like tall upright bookshelf and one sideways bookshelf, and then like one kind of random extra very old little rickety bookshelf, and that's essentially what I have now with my tall shelf, my wide shelf, and now this little IKEA shelf that's just like an extra. But I will say these shelves are so much prettier than the ones of my childhood. Question number 3 is, what is the first bookish impression a newcomer would have when they first walk into your house? And probably just that I kind of have a lot of books. The office is kind of tucked into the back of the house, so people don't necessarily see this whole situation right away. But I do also have books out in the living room. I have like some coffee table books, which I think is pretty normal. But then I also just kind of randomly have Leigh Bardugo's, not entire collection, everything I have so far of hers, which is Six of Crows, the Grisha trilogy, and the Nikolai duology, just like sitting on like a little coffee table that's like immediately in the living room as soon as you walk in. So I have like 2 box sets, and admittedly the Nikolai ones are kind of hidden underneath a photo, so maybe it would be kind of weird and random, because I feel like most people, if they have books like in their living room or like out, not in like a shelving situation, it's usually just coffee table books. But yeah, not everything fits on these shelves, so. Question number 4 is, how often do you clean/reorganize your bookshelves? And like big reorganizations like I just did recently with this new IKEA shelf are pretty rare for me, but like little tiny adjustments are quite often, because whenever I finish a book on my TBR, if it's something that I haven't already read and that I'm just putting back in its place, it is potentially being added to the shelves and I'm having to figure out where to fit it. And I do also dust my books every couple weeks or so, maybe. Number 5 is, on average, how many books do you acquire a week? And like 0 a week? I can't even imagine my TBR if I was acquiring books, plural, every single week. I acquire like 1 to 3 books a month, I would say. Question number 6, kind of a random one. What song is your current earworm? And I've got kind of 2 sets of 2 going on. I've got Taylor Swift going on with Karma and Lavender Haze, but then also I've got from the TV show Dave, so the rapper Lil Dicky, Mr. McAdams and Hearsay from the most recent season of the show. Unfortunately, there's not an album yet for the show, so I can't just pop it on Spotify. I have to go to YouTube, but there is an album coming theoretically this summer, although summer is ending soon. Fall vibes are on the way. Question number 7 is, what percentage of your self-control do you maintain in a bookstore? And I maintain my self-control pretty well in a bookstore. Again, my TBR is forever long, which I guess maybe means I don't maintain self-control very well. But it is forever long, and that does kind of hold me in check. And I'm pretty good about going into a bookstore and only looking at the sales section. And sometimes even then, it still has to be something that's catching my eye for me to actually pick it up. And then other than like sales section, I usually only pick up what I'm actually there for, Or if I'm just browsing, a lot of times I don't pick anything up because again, I'm only gonna shop from the sales section if I'm just browsing and it still has to catch my eye. So like maybe 75% self-control. Hello, so very random interruption here. Random side note, don't even know what video I'm gonna stick this little clip in, but it was just kind of exciting. I ordered just a couple of stickers for my new shelf. I'm gonna be putting stickers on the back wall because of the whole putting the back of the shelf on backwards debacle. If you've seen my little video of getting my new shelf, I'll link it. But yeah, so to make the back of the shelf a little prettier, my plan is to like just cover it with stickers. So I've gotten started on that a little bit. I had a few that I already had before even getting the shelf, and now I have just a couple of more from Redbubble. Not enough to fill the shelves yet. Just wanted just a few. But yeah, those arrived today, so I figured I would show them off. So this is the first one. Words are our most inexhaustible source of magic, which is of course a Harry Potter quote. So very excited for that one. And then I have this one that is a partial quote from Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. And it is, "Stories don't end on the last page any more than they begin on the first." And then finally I have a Barbie one. And it is, "I can't afford my Mojo Dojo Casa house," which is sadly too true. So yeah, gonna be sticking all of these on my shelf. Super excited. I'll show a little close-up once they're up. Question number 9 is, do you ever need to take a break from books, and what form does that take? And no, I am always reading something. From the time that I really started reading, which was like the 4th grade. Before that I kind of hated reading, but from the point where I decided I liked it, I pretty much always have a book that I am currently reading. I typically only don't read on days where I just get super busy, or I maybe like on vacations. I a lot of times won't read on vacations, although I do still bring a book with me just in case, but I do read most every day. Question number 9. Oh, I think I said the last one was number 9. It was number 8. My handwriting's terrible. Question number 9 is, when you meet someone new, how long does it take for you to bring up books? And I'm not really a bring up my own topics of conversation kind of person. I am an introvert. I tend to let other people steer the conversation. But if the conversation does go anywhere near books, I might test the waters and kind of nudge it more into books. Or if someone else brings up the topics of books on their own, I am all in. I am for it. I am offering up everything I can. Question number 10 is, have you thought about who you're passing your books on to? And I still have my parents and no kids, so probably my parents / my husband are just gonna handle divvying things up. If I were to like sit down and like write down in detail like where all of my different books would go to, I think a few would stand out as like ones that I would want to pass to a specific person. Like I would probably give The Sister of the Traveling Pants to my cousin because we loved this series in our like pre-teens / early teens. And you know, there are probably a few others like that where I'd be like, oh, give this to this person. But most of them I would probably be like, just go ahead and donate them to a library or a school or something. And then finally, question number 11 is, are you known for your weird / maybe slightly unhealthy relationship with books among your friends and loved ones? And yes, I am. Even among my coworkers, I am. I am definitely the book person in the lives of most people that I know. Most of the people in my life aren't like super big book people, and so that makes me the book person. And that was it for the Books and Life tag. I hope you enjoyed watching, and remember, words matter.